I usually, even though it's utterly unnecessary, I like to walk through town to get to the place I need to go, instead of just jumping straight to. Which may explain why, for instance, in Oblivion, it takes me like 500, 600 hours to complete a single character, because I run everywhere. I will not ride a horse, and I will not fast travel, ever. Where am I going? Hanged Man.
Are you really not afraid of apostates? Not even a little?
Sunshine, I'm a dwarf, in case you missed that detail.
Dwarves aren't completely immune to magic, you know.
No. I meant there are at least 30 people in this town who'd murder my family over trade deals. Who has time to worry about apostates with a merchant's guild breathing down your neck?
In that case, I see.
So, one of the reasons I stop whenever a party banter begins is because sometimes if you continue to run around the city while they are talking, one of the random NPCs will have a bark string and then it will interrupt the banter, which makes me sad. Heading to Lowtown. For whatever reason, I really like the camera in Dragon Age 2 and Origins.
I need a drink.
It seems...
I spent way too much time here.
It seems precise, I guess. Although I do not like the fact that I can't zoom out more than this. It makes placement of area of effect spells in particular kind of difficult. Okay. So, I reinstalled Windows a couple of days ago. What have you done with your lives, eh? Honestly, I hate reinstalling, but there was this folder on my desktop that would not go away, and I decided it was time to dispose of it. Alright.
Do you ever wish you lived in Orzammar?
Great ancestors, no. You know what Orzammar is? It's cramped tunnels filled with nug shit and body odor. And every person there thinks he's better than you because his great-great-great-grandfather made a water clock or something.
But they're your people. Don't you even wonder what it would be like?
I have a good imagination. Why would I waste it on that?
Poor Bethany. I feel like she's always seeking connection or heritage or whatever. I guess it makes sense. I suppose the Hawke family had a hard time setting down roots since they were always running. Anyway, you might have noticed that my companions seem exceptionally chatty right now, and that's because I've just picked them up and it's the beginning of an act. There are banters between every one of my party members, but what ends up happening if you tend to travel with the same 3 people all the time, which is what I do after I recruit everybody, what ends up happening is that party banter will fire basically every time you enter a new area, or a different area even, and after a certain point you run out. Probably about a third of the way through the game you run out of banters, or a third of the way through the act you run out of banters between 2 given party members, and they are just utterly silent for the rest of the game, or for the rest of the act, I'm sorry. So while I do appreciate how often they're talking right now, I sort of wish that BioWare maybe had decreased the frequency of party banters, or the percent chance of a party banter starting, just so that they would continue to talk for a little bit longer in each act.
I think Uncle Gamlen comes here.
Uncle Gamlen comes a lot of places. If you go to the Blooming Rose, which is basically a whorehouse in Hightown, you can see him there sometimes. Anyway, Hanged Man. Helpfully marked by a hanged man at the front. Okay, so you see that Varric has a nice yellow arrow over his head now, which means I can talk to him. not in Origins, in Dragon Age 2, as well as in the Mass Effect series, if you attempt to talk to your companions outside of the Normandy, or in Dragon Age 2's case, outside of the companion's home base, they only give you one-liners. So
We shouldn't talk here.
as you can see, they are quite taciturn. Their one-liners will change sometimes depending on quests that you've completed, also the location that you happen to be in when you try to talk to them. But you will not get a full-blown conversation wheel and all that unless you go to their house or their tavern, I guess, and chat them up. I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, with the lack of communication possible between the PC and companions. In this game, there's no option to, I mean, when you go and visit them at their home base, unless you actually have a specific quest going on, like a specific quest to talk to them, then they will still give you a one-liner. So it's sort of a bummer. It's not like Origins where you could talk to your companions at any time. You could repeat the questions and everything just to create sort of a sense of connection between the PC and the companion. But anyway, yeah, so in this game there are about... Oh, damn it.
Yes. Why?
What makes a hero, eh? I bet I could kill an archdemon.
Bet you couldn't.
I bet you couldn't. I'll bet you a dozen ales.
What? Well, now I'm gonna show you.
I wonder what ale tastes like. I've had beer. I don't like it. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so each companion has about 3 or 4 conversations, full conversations per act. And but I mean, once you've done those conversations, you can't talk to them anymore, basically.
You think I'm made of coin?
Okay, I'm sorry about that tangent. Let's do this.
So, here's the thing. We need to find a way into the deep roads. Bartrand can lead us to the right place once we're down there, but we need a good entrance.
How do you plan an expedition into the deep roads without knowing a way in?
We need an entrance that's close to our destination, but isn't already plundered or filled with darkspawn. Fortunately, I've received some new information. There's a Grey Warden in the city. If anyone knows how to get down there, it'll be him.
Are there any other options?
None at the moment. Bartrand had an entrance lined up, but it was a bust. I'll keep looking, but if we don't find something, we'll have a fancy expedition with nowhere to go.
Why would a Grey Warden know that?
The Wardens don't just fight darkspawn. They forge into the deep roads all the time. And if he doesn't know, he might be able to point us to those who do.
Sounds like you have it all planned out, Varric.
And that, Messer, is why I'm here. Supposedly, this Grey Warden came in with some other Ferelden refugees not long ago. A Lowtown woman named Lorene has been helping the Fereldans. We talked to her. Maybe we learn where he is. I'll keep after my contacts, see if I can drum up any other work.